lifted and loaded. Case after case ready for departure.
Today we are loading a tractor trailer.
Step right up, folks.
Ringling Brothers and Barnum & Bailey say rising operating costs and low ticket sales are forcing them to shut down.
You're going to gate number 14 to your left.
Safety concerns forced the city to close the promenade between High Street and North Landing 2 years ago. An underwater inspection revealed structural problems.
Lifted and loaded. Case after case ready for departure.
Today we are loading a tractor trailer.
A trailer tightly packed with thousands of bottles for those who desperately need them.
First, we did some research and we've seen that Flint, Michigan was out clean water since 2014.
It was 3 years ago this week that the Midwestern city switched its water supply to the Flint River, effectively poisoning families.
Over 9,000 individuals in Flint, Michigan has lead poisoning, and we do know that lead poisoning is an irreversible disease. You cannot get back to normal after lead poisoning.
A crisis that touched Devin Smart, one of the youth and young adult pastors at the First Baptist Church of Hampton. Learning that still the water isn't safe there, he wanted to help.
God gave me the vision, but he used the whole community to make it happen.
First, he rallied the youth ministry.
And when you hear that youth don't care, it's not true. Because it's the youth at First Baptist Church that said, we heard about it, this is terrible, this is a man-made disaster, and we've got to do something about it.
With the help of church members, friends, and students, they collected all of these cases in a matter of weeks. Wednesday, dozens of volunteers helped push and pile, work that will replenish thousands.
We done, y'all. That's 2,000 cases of water.
That's what we're supposed to do, help our brothers and sisters in Christ when they're in need. They are in need.
So today is a day that shows us that anything is possible. If you just get a whole bunch of people together, you can make anything happen.
What's up, Norfolk?
Infectious excitement.
The performance, the wow factor,
is what fans have come to expect at the greatest show on earth.
I love the clowns, the animals, the high wire act. I love everything about the circus.
High-flying acrobatics.
I've never seen anything like that before.
The tricks and flips, the animals too.
The tigers and the lions.
Has kept fans coming back year after year.
We've been going since we were kids. And it's been tradition that we take him with us, and now it's gone.
That's right. This is the last run in Norfolk after 145 years on the road.
Step right up, folks.
Ringling Brothers and Barnum & Bailey say rising operating costs and low ticket sales are forcing them to shut down.
You're going to gate number 14 to your left.
I think if you're going to eliminate the circus, you ought to, in American culture, eliminate apple pie.
A big cut to business came last year when the circus took their elephants off the road. The decision to close is upsetting for longtime performers like Benny Ibarra.
I feel a really good impact on my life.
Outside the scope, protesters with PETA encourage fans to boycott this circus and all others.
There's tigers underneath the scope right now that are chained up and in cages. So we want Ringling to do the right thing, and which is to retire these animals to reputable sanctuaries.
Fans of the circus, however, say it's the end of an irreplaceable era.
But I think political correctness has won the day at the expense of general families having a lovely, wonderful time with clean entertainment.
No KKK.
Condemning racism and promoting inclusiveness.
Not my president. Not my president.
About 80 protesters chanted while marching Friday night through Ghent.
When people protest, it's because their voices have been silenced and they have no other means to express themselves than to come out and yell.
Many say they're standing up for minorities and voicing dissatisfaction with President-elect Donald Trump's controversial rhetoric that got him elected.
I think it's not a Republican-Democrat type of thing. It's that somebody who most Americans feel is a terrible human being is now the leader of our country.
The nonviolent protest was sponsored by the Hampton Roads Justice Network, an anti-oppression group.
I'm very skeptical that a Trump administration will continue policies of raising people out of poverty, providing opportunities to inner cities.
Who's
streets! Our streets! Whose streets?
Many people holding signs as they made their way down Colley Avenue.
Also, it says, hand over the toothbrush, Trump. It's a joke that we leftists have where people think that socialism is going to make everybody share a toothbrush.
Some people question the protesters' purpose.
And I don't think the protests around the country breaking windows and stuff's really helping out at all. I think it's more dividing people.
The election might be over, but these protesters say they won't tolerate Trump.
He can't ignore us. He's going to have to deal with the will of the people.
Bikes on a busy boardwalk.
We've ridden from here all the way to First Street.
And swimmers taking a dip in the sea.
Once you get in, it's pretty comfortable. Yeah.
All signs, beach season has begun.
Oh, I love it. It's just a great atmosphere.
Tourists and locals swarmed the oceanfront, the unofficial start of summer. Good news for businesses like North End Pizza.
It's been slammed nonstop. We had tourists in and out all weekend.
Sales that didn't suffer with the weekend's wet weather.
The rain, just a lot of deliveries to the hotels on the Strip.
Skies were sunny all morning and afternoon long Memorial Day, but as some families headed home, the large crowds died down. Now bad news for newlyweds Chris and Teresa Krex, honeymooning here all week long.
It's perfect. There's fun people around to people watch, but it's not crowded at all. No, we've enjoyed this very much.
Although from Kentucky, the pair aren't strangers to the resort city. Chris is an Army vet who spent a decade at Fort Monroe. While enjoying their trip, they're also remembering our fallen heroes.
Yeah, it is definitely a somber holiday.
And people need to remember that Veterans Day is for the veterans that are still with us. Memorial Day is for the ones that we've lost.
Through the construction of the Portsmouth seawall, you can see Norfolk's newest success, a revitalized waterfront that Portsmouth wants too.
But I can't wait till it's fixed, just so we can come back up here and walk along the seawall.
Safety concerns forced the city to close the promenade between High Street and North Landing 2 years ago. An underwater inspection revealed structural problems.
It's got a lot of, commercial river traffic, that's beating that water up against it, so it's got to be built, to a much stronger specification.
Now the city hopes to wrap up the current project in July. Then crews will start a 7-month overhaul of the promenade between High Street Landing and City Hall.
We got to get it done and get the cranes out of the way and, make it look like the quaint historic seaport that we are.
The fix-up has frustrated locals and visitors.
If you can walk along the riverfront, it's almost historical because people see the places that their ancestors might have come in.
The owner of downtown Portsmouth's newest business hopes to see more foot traffic.
About 90% of our clientele is just people walking past and seeing like, hey, so average, if more people walk, more people are going to want to see what we have to offer.
The city approved funding this month for Portside, a 5,000 square foot waterfront pavilion with food and events. Simis believes its success goes hand in hand with the seawall's completion.
When it's done, it'll be fabulous.